Jey Uso's fairy tale run as Intercontinental Champion came to an end after just 28 days, as he suffered a loss to Bron Breakker on the recent episode of Raw. The YET Master was inches away from victory until Bloodline 2.0 interfered. Jacob Fatu also attacked him, giving Breakker a major advantage and allowing him to secure the pin. In the aftermath, Jey Uso could make his return to SmackDown this week and might hold Jimmy Uso responsible for his IC title loss on Raw. The rationale behind this blame could be that if Jimmy hadn't shown up on Raw and engaged in a segment with Jey, the latter might never have confronted Bloodline 2.0 on last week's SmackDown. From the moment Jimmy confronted his twin on Raw, Jey found himself dragged back into the family feud. Before last week's Raw, the war between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa was ongoing, but Jey had remained uninvolved. That segment with Jimmy ultimately led to all the consequences, especially Jey's IC title loss. Beyond this, fans have had mixed reactions to Jey Uso no longer being the Intercontinental Champion. Many are disappointed that his first singles title reign lasted only 28 days, while others are excited, as this could pave the way for an OG Bloodline reunion in WWE. Besides the scenario mentioned above, if Jey Uso appears on SmackDown, he might issue a major challenge for Crown Jewel 2024. One of the key factors that cost Jey his Intercontinental title was the attack from Jacob Fatu. As a result, the YET Master could lay down a challenge to the Samoan Werewolf. We already witnessed a heated stare-down between Jey and Jacob on last week's show, during which Uso was clearly annoyed by Fatu's stare. This tension could now lead to a match at the upcoming Saudi Arabia event. A match between Jey and Jacob could be a great progression in the Bloodline saga, especially now that Jey is no longer the Intercontinental Champion. Moreover, Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso could also aid the former right-hand man against Bloodline 2.0. After months of uncertainty and a series of dramatic developments, Jey Uso's return to WWE SmackDown promises to be one of the most explosive moments in recent WWE history. The former right-hand man of Roman Reigns and ex-member of the Bloodline faction left SmackDown in a state of betrayal, heartbreak, and confusion. His exit came as a result of the chaotic breakdown within the Bloodline, including his historic clash with Roman Reigns at SummerSlam 2023 and his decision to leave the faction altogether. Jey's departure was also intertwined with his desire to step out of the shadow of his cousin, the tribal chief, and carve his own path. Now, with rumors swirling around WWE that Jey Uso is set to make a shocking return to SmackDown, the WWE Universe is on the edge of its seat. But this isn't just about Jey coming back to compete, he's coming back with a vendetta. The word on the street is that Jey blames a top WWE star for his recent loss of the Intercontinental Championship, IC title. A title many believe Jey was destined to capture after his move to Raw. The return to SmackDown could also mark a major swerve in the Bloodline storyline, potentially reshaping the future of the faction. Let's dive into what this return could mean, the layers of betrayal that are yet to unfold, and how this shocking swerve may reshape the future of WWE. Jey Uso's run on Raw has been eventful. After leaving SmackDown, he aimed to solidify his singles career and sought after the Intercontinental Championship held by the dominant and unstoppable Gunther. His pursuit of the title, however, was met with obstacles that appeared to go beyond just in-ring challenges. Despite Jey's impressive performances and fan support, he was unable to capture the title, leading to speculation that his loss wasn't just about who was the better competitor that night. According to various reports and subtle hints in WWE programming, Jey believes there was someone actively sabotaging his chances. Rumors indicate that Jey blames none other than his own former faction mate and WWE megastar, Solo Sikoa. The younger brother of the Usos, Solo has remained loyal to Roman Reigns and the Bloodline even after Jey's departure. His allegiance to the tribal chief may have motivated him to prevent Jey from winning the IC title and proving that he can succeed without the Bloodline. This theory gains further weight considering Solo's history of interference and manipulation in high-stakes matches. The Bloodline has never shied away from using underhanded tactics to retain power and influence across WWE. If Solo did indeed sabotage Jey's title opportunity, it would reveal just how far Roman Reigns and the Bloodline are willing to go to keep their former members from rising to the top. Jey Uso's potential return to SmackDown could also serve as the perfect setting for a major swerve in the ongoing Bloodline saga. When Jey left the faction, he thought he was leaving behind the manipulation, the lies, and the constant internal conflict. However, the Bloodline has always been more complex than it appears on the surface. Roman Reigns, the head of the table, has consistently played chess while others are stuck in checkers. Could Jey's exit from the group have been part of a larger, more intricate plan orchestrated by Reigns? One possible swerve that fans are speculating is that Roman Reigns never intended for Jey Uso to truly leave the Bloodline. Instead, he might have allowed Jey to believe he was free, only to pull him back into the faction at the right moment. If this is true, Jey's return to SmackDown could be the culmination of months of planning. A trap set by Roman to further cement his control over not just the Bloodline, but the entire WWE. The idea of Roman Reigns secretly orchestrating Jey's fall from grace on Raw is plausible. Roman has always been a master manipulator, using psychological warfare as much as his physical dominance to maintain his status as the top dog in WWE. By sabotaging Jey's quest for the IC title, Reigns may have ensured that Jey would be drawn back to the Bloodline, filled with anger and a desire for revenge, only to be met with an even more shocking betrayal. If Jey Uso does indeed return to SmackDown with a score to settle, it could set the stage for a final confrontation between him and Roman Reigns. Their match at SummerSlam 2023 was supposed to be the definitive end of their long and emotionally charged feud. Roman emerged victorious in that tribal combat match, and Jey seemingly walked away from the Bloodline for good. But with Jey's rumored return, it's clear that their story is far from over. This time, however, Jey could be returning not just as a challenger, but as a man with nothing left to lose. Having been stripped of his chance at the Intercontinental title and possibly betrayed by his own brother Solo, Jey might be coming back with a new level of intensity and desperation. Roman Reigns, on the other hand, is still the Universal Champion, reigning supreme over WWE. If Jey does return to challenge Roman once more, the stakes will be even higher. Could this lead to Jey finally dethroning Roman? WWE has a history of long-term storytelling, and there would be a certain poetic justice in Jey Uso, the man who helped build the Bloodline, being the one to tear it down. Solo Sikoa's involvement in Jey Uso's return cannot be overlooked. As mentioned earlier, Solo has remained loyal to Roman and the Bloodline, but his personal relationship with Jey adds an extra layer of complexity to the situation. Solo's allegiance to Roman has already strained his relationship with his brothers, and if Jey returns to SmackDown, that tension will only intensify. One possible scenario is that Solo could be forced to choose between his brothers and his tribal chief. WWE could build toward a dramatic moment where Solo either sides with Jey in a potential face turn, or he cements his loyalty to Roman by delivering a final devastating blow to Jey. Either way, Solo's involvement in this storyline will be crucial, as he represents the bridge between Jey's past with the Bloodline and his future as a solo competitor. Jey Uso's return to SmackDown is set to be one of the most impactful moments in recent WWE history. Whether he comes back to hold Solo Sikoa accountable for his IC title loss or to seek revenge against Roman Reigns, the WWE Universe can expect fireworks. The ongoing Bloodline storyline has captivated fans for over 2 years, and Jey's return will add yet another layer to this complex narrative. The possibility of a major swerve, with Roman Reigns pulling the strings all along, would be a shocking twist that aligns with the themes of manipulation and betrayal that have defined the Bloodline saga. As Jey prepares to make his return, one thing is certain: the Bloodline story is far from over, and the WWE Universe is about to witness its next thrilling chapter.